Take a slow breath in and gently let it out. Now imagine your body, not as something you move every day without thinking, but as a quiet, steady system working in perfect rhythm, moment after moment, without asking for attention. The human body is made up of trillions of cells, each one alive, each one performing its own small task. These cells are the smallest units of life, and yet together they create something incredibly complex and beautifully coordinated. Every second, millions of new cells are formed, while millions of old ones quietly fade away. Your body is constantly renewing itself, even while you rest, even while you sleep. At the core of each cell is a structure called the nucleus. Inside the nucleus is DNA, a long molecule that carries instructions for how your body grows, repairs, and functions. If stretched out, the DNA inside a single human cell would be about 2 meters long, yet it fits into a space far smaller than the tip of a pin. Your body contains around 37 trillion cells. These cells are not all the same. Some are shaped like tiny discs, like red blood cells, which carry oxygen through your bloodstream. Others are long and branching, like nerve cells, designed to send signals across your body at incredible speeds. When cells of the same type group together, they form tissues. Tissues then combine to create organs, and organs work together in systems. These systems include the circulatory system, the nervous system, the respiratory system, and many more, each with its own role. The skin, the largest organ in the body, acts as a protective barrier. It helps regulate temperature, keeps harmful substances out, and allows you to feel sensations like warmth, coolness, and touch. Beneath the skin lies a network of muscles and bones. The human skeleton is made up of 206 bones in adulthood. These bones provide structure, protect vital organs, and work with muscles to allow movement. Muscles themselves are remarkable. They contract and relax to create motion, whether it is something as simple as blinking or as complex as running. Even your heart is a muscle, working continuously, beating around 100,000 times each day. Your body does not need reminders to perform these actions. Much of what happens inside you is automatic. This is controlled by the nervous system, which sends signals between the brain and the rest of the body. The brain, weighing about 1.3 to 1.4 kilograms, is the control center. It processes information, stores memories, and coordinates actions. Despite its size, it contains approximately 86 billion neurons, each connected to thousands of others. Signals in the nervous system travel as electrical impulses. Some of these signals can move at speeds of up to 120 meters per second, allowing for quick reactions and coordination. While all of this is happening, your body is also maintaining balance. This process is called homeostasis. It keeps your internal environment stable, regulating things like temperature, pH levels, and fluid balance. For example, your body maintains a temperature close to 37 degrees Celsius. If it rises, you may sweat. If it falls, you may shiver. These responses help keep everything functioning properly. Even when you are still, your body is active. Your lungs are drawing in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. Your heart is pumping blood. Your cells are producing energy. This energy comes from food, which is broken down into smaller molecules. These molecules are then used by cells to produce a compound called ATP, which acts as a form of energy currency within the body. Each cell can produce thousands of ATP molecules every second, fueling the processes that keep you alive. As you continue to rest, it is worth remembering that your body is never truly still. It is a quiet, constant motion, a balance of countless processes working together in harmony. And all of this happens without you needing to think about it. Just breathe slowly and let your body do what it has always done so well. Within your body, there is a quiet and constant movement, a flowing system that reaches every part of you. This is the circulatory system, a network that delivers oxygen, nutrients, and essential substances to your cells, while also carrying away waste. At the center of this system is the heart. The heart is a strong and steady muscle, about the size of your fist, located slightly to the left of the center of your chest. It works continuously, without rest, from before you are born and throughout your entire life. Each time your heart beats, it pushes blood through a vast network of vessels. On average, the heart pumps about 5 liters of blood per minute. Over the course of a single day, that adds up to around 7,000 liters. The heart is divided into 4 chambers. The 2 upper chambers are called atria, and the 2 lower chambers are called ventricles. These chambers work together in a coordinated rhythm, ensuring that blood flows in the correct direction. Blood that has delivered oxygen to the body returns to the right side of the heart. From there, it is sent to the lungs, where it receives fresh oxygen. This oxygen-rich blood then returns to the left side of the heart, which pumps it out to the rest of the body. This continuous loop is known as circulation. The vessels that carry blood away from the heart are called arteries. They have thick, strong walls that can handle the pressure of blood being pumped directly from the heart. Veins, on the other hand, carry blood back to the heart. They have thinner walls and often contain small valves that help prevent blood from flowing backward, especially in the legs, where blood must move upward against gravity. Between arteries and veins are tiny vessels called capillaries. Capillaries are so small that red blood cells must pass through them in single file. It is here, within these narrow spaces, that oxygen and nutrients move from the blood into the surrounding tissues. At the same time, waste products like carbon dioxide move from the tissues back into the blood to be carried away. Blood itself is a remarkable substance. It is made up of several components, each with a specific role. Red blood cells are responsible for carrying oxygen. They contain a protein called hemoglobin, which binds to oxygen in the lungs and releases it where it is needed. White blood cells are part of the immune system. They help defend the body against harmful microorganisms. Platelets are small cell fragments that play a key role in clotting. When you have a cut, Platelets gather at the site and help form a clot to stop bleeding. The liquid portion of blood is called plasma. Plasma carries nutrients, hormones, proteins, and waste products throughout the body. Altogether, an average adult has about 5 liters of blood circulating at any given time. Your heart does not beat randomly. It follows a natural rhythm controlled by electrical signals. These signals begin in a group of specialized cells known as the sinoatrial node, often referred to as the natural pacemaker of the heart. This pacemaker sends out regular signals that cause the heart muscle to contract. This creates the familiar pattern of a heartbeat. When you are resting, your heart may beat around 60 to 80 times per minute. During activity, it can beat much faster, adjusting to the needs of your body. The circulatory system also helps regulate temperature. When your body becomes warm, blood vessels near the skin expand, allowing heat to escape. When you are cold, these vessels narrow, helping to conserve heat. Even now, as you remain still, your blood is moving continuously. It is reaching your fingertips, your toes, your skin, your organs, your brain. Every cell depends on this steady flow. If all the blood vessels in your body were laid end to end, they would stretch for around 100,000 kilometers. That is enough to circle the Earth more than twice. And yet, all of this exists quietly within you, working without effort, without noise. With each heartbeat, there is a gentle rhythm, a constant reassurance that your body is functioning just as it should. There is no need to control it, no need to think about it. Just allow yourself to rest while this quiet flow continues. Steady and uninterrupted. Take a slow, gentle breath in through your nose and let it flow out naturally. Breathing is one of the most constant and calming rhythms within the human body. It happens quietly, without effort, continuing from moment to moment, whether you are awake or asleep. The respiratory system is responsible for this steady exchange of air, bringing oxygen into the body and removing carbon dioxide. Each breath begins as air enters through the nose or mouth. The nose is designed to filter, warm, and moisten the air before it travels deeper into the body. Tiny hairs and mucus inside the nasal passages help trap dust and particles, keeping the air clean. From there, the air moves down the throat and into the trachea, also known as the windpipe. The trachea is supported by rings of cartilage, which keep it open and allow air to pass freely. As the air continues downward, the trachea divides into 2 main tubes called bronchi, one leading to each lung. Inside the lungs, these bronchi branch into smaller and smaller tubes called bronchioles, forming a structure similar to a tree. At the ends of these tiny branches are millions of small air sacs known as alveoli. The alveoli are where the most important part of breathing takes place. Each alveolus is surrounded by a network of capillaries. The walls of these air sacs are extremely thin, allowing gases to pass through easily. When you inhale, oxygen enters the alveoli. From there, it moves into the blood within the surrounding capillaries. At the same time, carbon dioxide moves from the blood into the alveoli, ready to be exhaled. This exchange happens rapidly and continuously. With each breath you take, the lungs themselves are soft, spongy organs that fill much of the chest cavity. The right lung is slightly larger than the left, making space for the heart. Breathing is made possible by a muscle called the diaphragm. The diaphragm sits just below the lungs, separating the chest cavity from the abdominal cavity. When you inhale, the diaphragm contracts and moves downward. This creates more space in the chest, causing the lungs to expand and draw air in. When you exhale, the diaphragm relaxes and moves upward, allowing the lungs to return to their resting size and push air out. This movement happens naturally in a gentle cycle, again and again. On average, a person takes about 12 to 20 breaths per minute while at rest. Over the course of a day, that adds up to around 20,000 breaths. Each breath brings in oxygen, which is essential for the production of energy within your cells. Without oxygen, cells cannot efficiently produce ATP, the energy source that powers nearly all cellular processes. At the same time, carbon dioxide, a waste product of energy production, is removed from the body through exhalation. The respiratory system works closely with the circulatory system. Oxygen that enters the lungs is carried by red blood cells to every part of the body. Carbon dioxide is transported back to the lungs to be released. This partnership ensures that your cells receive what they need and that waste is efficiently removed. Your breathing can change depending on your activity. During rest, it is slow and steady. During exercise, it becomes deeper and faster, supplying more oxygen to meet increased demand. Even emotions can influence breathing. Calmness often brings slower, deeper breaths, while stress may cause breathing to become quicker and more shallow. But right now, there is no need to change anything. Just notice the natural rhythm, air moving in and out, quietly supporting every cell in your body. The surface area of all the alveoli in your lungs is incredibly large. If spread out flat, it would cover an area roughly the size of a tennis court. This large surface area allows for efficient gas exchange. Despite their size and complexity, the lungs are light in weight, filled mostly with air. They are protected by the rib cage, which expands and contracts along with the movement of the diaphragm, helping to support the breathing process. Even as you rest, your lungs are working continuously, bringing in oxygen, releasing carbon dioxide, and maintaining balance within your body. It is a gentle, ongoing rhythm, a quiet cycle that continues without interruption. So as you listen, allow your breathing to remain soft and natural. There is nothing you need to do. Let your breathing remain slow and easy. Within your body, there is another system at work, one that carries messages, processes information, and allows you to sense and respond to the world around you. This is the nervous system. It is made up of two main parts: the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system includes the brain and the spinal cord. These structures act as the main control center, receiving information and sending out instructions. The peripheral nervous system consists of all the nerves that extend throughout the body, connecting the central nervous system to muscles, organs, and sensory receptors. At the foundation of this system are specialized cells called neurons. Neurons are designed to transmit signals. Unlike many other cells in the body, neurons can carry electrical impulses over long distances. Some neurons can be more than a meter in length, stretching from the spinal cord down to the toes. Each neuron has a unique structure. It includes a cell body, branching extensions called dendrites, and a long fiber known as the axon. Dendrites receive signals from other neurons, while the axon carries signals away from the cell body. At the end of each axon are tiny structures that release chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. These chemicals cross small gaps known as synapses, allowing signals to pass from one neuron to another. This process happens extremely quickly. Signals can travel through neurons at speeds of up to 120 meters per second. The brain contains around 86 billion neurons, each forming thousands of connections. This creates an incredibly complex network, capable of processing vast amounts of information. The brain itself is divided into several regions, each with specific functions. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. It is responsible for conscious thought, memory, decision-making, and voluntary movement. The cerebellum, located at the back of the brain, helps coordinate movement and balance. It ensures that your actions are smooth and precise. The brainstem connects the brain to the spinal cord. It controls many automatic functions, such as breathing, heart rate, and digestion. These functions continue without conscious effort, allowing your body to maintain stability even while you rest. The spinal cord acts as a pathway for signals, traveling between the brain and the rest of the body. It also plays a role in reflexes. Reflexes are rapid, automatic responses to certain stimuli. For example, if you touch something hot, your hand may pull away before you are even aware of the sensation. This quick response helps protect your body from harm. The nervous system also allows you to experience the senses. Specialized receptors detect light, sound, touch, temperature, taste, and smell. These signals are sent to the brain, where they are interpreted. Your eyes detect light and convert it into signals that the brain understands as images. Your ears detect vibrations in the air and translate them into sound. Your skin contains receptors that sense pressure, temperature, and pain. Even now, as you remain still, your nervous system is active. It is processing the feeling of the air around you, the position of your body, the rhythm of your breathing. There is also a part of the nervous system called the autonomic nervous system. This system controls functions that happen automatically, without conscious thought. It is divided into two branches. The sympathetic nervous system prepares the body for activity. It can increase heart rate, expand airways, and make energy available. The parasympathetic nervous system, on the other hand, promotes rest and recovery. It slows the heart rate, supports digestion, and helps the body conserve energy. As you relax, the parasympathetic system becomes more active, encouraging a state of calm. Your body shifts gently into balance. The nervous system is also involved in memory and learning. Connections between neurons can strengthen or weaken over time, allowing the brain to adapt and store information. Despite its complexity, much of what the nervous system does happens quietly in the background. Signals are sent, messages are received, responses are coordinated, all without effort. Even as you listen to these words, your brain is processing language, forming images, and maintaining awareness. And yet, it can also allow you to relax, to let thoughts pass without holding on to them, to remain present without needing to act. Your nervous system is always active, but it does not require your attention. It continues its work, steady and reliable. So for now, simply allow everything to settle. There is no need to think deeply, no need to respond. Let your body remain still and your breathing soft. Within you, there is a system that works patiently and steadily, transforming food into energy, building materials and essential nutrients. This is the digestive system, a long and carefully coordinated pathway that processes what you eat and drink. Digestion begins even before food enters the stomach. As you take a bite, your teeth begin the process of mechanical digestion, breaking food into smaller pieces. At the same time, saliva mixes with the food. Saliva contains enzymes, which are proteins that help start the chemical breakdown of certain nutrients, especially carbohydrates. The tongue helps move food around the mouth, shaping it into a soft mass called a bolus, which can be easily swallowed. When you swallow, the bolus travels down the esophagus, a muscular tube that connects the mouth to the stomach. The movement of food through the esophagus is controlled by a process called peristalsis. Peristalsis is a series of wave-like muscle contractions that gently push food downward. This movement happens automatically, without the need for conscious control. At the end of the esophagus, a ring of muscle called a sphincter opens to allow food into the stomach and then closes to prevent it from moving back upward. The stomach is a strong, flexible organ that continues the process of digestion. Its walls contain muscles that contract and churn, mixing food with digestive juices. These digestive juices include hydrochloric acid and enzymes. The acid creates an environment that helps break down food and also helps destroy many microorganisms that may be present. Enzymes in the stomach begin breaking down proteins into smaller components. The inner lining of the stomach is protected by a layer of mucus, which prevents the strong acid from damaging the stomach itself. Food can remain in the stomach for several hours, gradually being broken down into a semi-liquid substance called chyme. From the stomach, chyme moves into the small intestine, a long coiled tube where most digestion and absorption take place. The small intestine is divided into 3 sections: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. In the duodenum, digestive juices from the pancreas and bile from the liver are added to the chyme. These substances help break down fats, proteins, and carbohydrates into even smaller molecules. The inner surface of the small intestine is lined with tiny finger-like projections called villi. These structures greatly increase the surface area available for absorption. Each villus contains a network of blood vessels that carry absorbed nutrients into the bloodstream. From there, these nutrients are transported to cells throughout the body. The small intestine is remarkably efficient. It can absorb the majority of nutrients from the food you consume. After passing through the small intestine, the remaining material moves into the large intestine. The large intestine, also known as the colon, is shorter and wider than the small intestine. Its primary role is to absorb water and electrolytes from the remaining material. As water is absorbed, the material becomes more solid, forming waste that will eventually be eliminated from the body. The large intestine is also home to a large number of beneficial bacteria. These microorganisms help break down certain substances that were not digested earlier and can produce vitamins such as vitamin K. The final part of the digestive system is the rectum, where waste is stored until it is expelled from the body. The entire digestive process can take many hours, sometimes more than a full day, depending on the type of food and other factors. Throughout this process, the digestive system works quietly and continuously without requiring your attention. It takes what you provide and carefully transforms it into what your body needs. Even now, your digestive system may be active, gently moving, breaking down, absorbing. There is no rush. Each step happens in its own time. Each movement is controlled and steady. The body knows how to manage this process with precision. It does not need to be directed. It does not need to be hurried. Just as your breathing continues, just as your heart continues to beat, digestion continues in the background. A slow, careful journey of nourishment. So as you rest, allow your body to continue this quiet work. There is nothing you need to do. Let your body rest, completely supported. Even in stillness, your body holds a quiet potential for movement. This potential comes from the muscular system, a network of tissues that allows you to move, maintain posture, and carry out many essential functions. The human body contains over 600 muscles. These muscles vary in size and shape, from the large muscles of the legs and back to the much smaller muscles that control the movement of the eyes. Muscles work by contracting and relaxing. When a muscle contracts, it shortens, pulling on bones or other structures. When it relaxes, it returns to its original length. Most movement in the body involves pairs or groups of muscles working together. While one muscle contracts, another relaxes. This coordinated action allows for smooth and controlled motion. There are three main types of muscle tissue in the body: skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle. Skeletal muscles are the ones most people are familiar with. They are attached to bones and are responsible for voluntary movements, such as walking, lifting, or turning your head. These muscles are called voluntary because you can control them consciously. Skeletal muscle fibers have a striped appearance, known as striations, which come from the organized arrangement of proteins within the cells. Smooth muscles, on the other hand, are found in the walls of internal organs, such as the stomach, intestines, and blood vessels. These muscles are not under conscious control. They work automatically, helping move substances through the body. For example, smooth muscles in the digestive system create the wave-like motions of peristalsis, gently pushing food along its path. Smooth muscles in blood vessels can expand or contract, helping regulate blood flow and pressure. The third type of muscle is cardiac muscle, which is found only in the heart. Cardiac muscle is unique. It combines features of both skeletal and smooth muscle. Like skeletal muscle, it has a striated appearance. Like smooth muscle, it works automatically. The cells of cardiac muscle are connected in a way that allows them to contract in a coordinated pattern. This coordination ensures that the heart beats in a steady and effective rhythm. Muscle contraction relies on a complex interaction between proteins, primarily actin and myosin. When a muscle receives a signal from the nervous system, these proteins slide past each other, causing the muscle fiber to shorten. This process requires energy, which is supplied by ATP. Even when you are at rest, some muscles remain slightly contracted. This is known as muscle tone. It helps maintain posture and keeps your body ready for movement. Without muscle tone, it would be difficult to sit or stand upright. Muscles also play a role in generating heat. When muscles contract, they produce heat as a byproduct. This helps maintain body temperature. For example, when you shiver, your muscles contract rapidly, generating additional heat to warm your body. Even small movements, such as breathing, involve muscles. The diaphragm and intercostal muscles between the ribs work together to expand and contract the lungs. The muscles of the face allow for expressions, while muscles in the throat help with swallowing and speaking. Your eyes are controlled by small, precise muscles that allow them to move quickly and focus on different objects. All of these actions, both large and small, are made possible by the muscular system. And yet, in this moment, you may be completely still. Even in stillness, your muscles are present, supporting you, maintaining posture, and ready to respond if needed. They do not require constant attention. They remain prepared, but relaxed. If you choose, you can notice the feeling of your body resting, the gentle weight of your limbs, the subtle support of muscles holding everything in place. There is no need to move, no need to engage. Just allow your muscles to remain soft and at ease. The muscular system is always ready for action, but it also allows for rest. It supports both movement and stillness. Right now, it is supporting stillness. And that is enough. Allow your body to remain still, supported, and at ease. Beneath your muscles and skin lies a strong and steady framework. This is the skeletal system, the structure that gives your body its shape, protects vital organs, and works with muscles to allow movement. The adult human skeleton is made up of 206 bones. At birth, there are more bones, but some of them gradually fuse together as the body grows. Bones may appear solid and unchanging, but they are living tissues. They are constantly being broken down and rebuilt in a process known as remodeling. This allows bones to maintain their strength and adapt to different levels of activity. There are different types of bones in the body, each with its own shape and function. Long bones, such as the femur in the thigh, are designed to support weight and enable movement. Short bones, found in areas like the wrist, provide stability and allow for small, controlled movements. Flat bones, such as those in the skull and rib cage, protect vital organs. Irregular bones, like the vertebrae of the spine, have complex shapes suited to their specific roles. Inside each bone is a complex structure. The outer layer is made of compact bone, which is dense and strong. Beneath this is spongy bone, which has a lighter, porous structure. Despite its name, spongy bone is still very strong and helps reduce the overall weight of the skeleton. At the center of many bones is bone marrow. There are two types of bone marrow: red marrow and yellow marrow. Red bone marrow is responsible for producing blood cells, including red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. This process is essential for maintaining the body's supply of these important components. Yellow bone marrow stores fat, which can be used as an energy reserve. Bones also store minerals, especially calcium and phosphorus. These minerals are important for maintaining bone strength and also play roles in other bodily functions. When the body needs calcium, it can be released from the bones into the bloodstream. The skeletal system also includes joints, which are the places where bones meet. Joints allow for movement and flexibility. There are several types of joints. Hinge joints, such as the elbow and knee, allow movement in one direction, like the opening and closing of a door. Ball and socket joints, found in the shoulder and hip, allow for a wide range of movement in many directions. Pivot joints allow for rotation, such as the movement of the head from side to side. Some joints are fixed and do not move, like those in the skull, which protect the brain. Cartilage is a smooth, flexible tissue that covers the ends of bones at joints. It reduces friction and helps absorb shock, allowing for smooth movement. Ligaments are strong bands of tissue that connect bones to other bones, providing stability to joints. Tendons, which you encountered in the muscular system, connect muscles to bones, allowing muscles to move the skeleton. The spine, or vertebral column, is one of the most important parts of the skeletal system. It is made up of a series of vertebrae stacked on top of each other. These bones protect the spinal cord while also allowing flexibility and movement. Between the vertebrae are discs made of cartilage, which act as cushions and help absorb shock. The rib cage surrounds and protects vital organs such as the heart and lungs. The skull protects the brain and also forms the structure of the face. Even though bones are strong, they are also slightly flexible. This combination of strength and flexibility helps them withstand forces without breaking. Bones are also supplied with blood vessels and nerves, allowing them to receive nutrients and respond to signals from the body. Throughout your life, your bones are quietly maintaining themselves. Old bone tissue is removed and new tissue is formed. This balance helps keep your skeleton strong. Even now, as you rest, your skeletal system is providing support. It is holding your body in place, protecting what is inside, working with your muscles. Even in stillness, there is no need to think about it, no need to adjust or correct anything. Your body is supported from within, a quiet framework, steady and reliable. So as you remain still, allow yourself to feel that support. There is strength beneath the surface, calm, constant, and always present. Let your breathing remain slow and natural. Within your body, there is a system that works silently, protecting you at every moment. This is the immune system, a network of cells, tissues, and organs that defends the body against harmful substances and microorganisms. Most of the time, this system operates without notice. It identifies what belongs in the body and what does not, responding when needed with precision and care. One of the key components of the immune system is white blood cells. White blood cells travel through the bloodstream and tissues, constantly monitoring for anything unfamiliar. When they detect potential threats, they respond in different ways, depending on the situation. Some white blood cells can surround and absorb harmful particles in a process called phagocytosis. They essentially take in these particles and break them down. Other white blood cells produce antibodies. Antibodies are specialized proteins that recognize specific substances, known as antigens. When an antibody binds to its target, it helps mark it for removal. This ability to recognize specific targets allows the immune system to respond effectively to a wide range of potential threats. The immune system has two main types of responses: the innate response and the adaptive response. The innate immune response is the body's first line of defense. It responds quickly and in a general way to many different types of threats. This includes physical barriers, such as the skin, which prevents many harmful substances from entering the body. It also includes internal defenses, such as certain white blood cells that act quickly when something unusual is detected. The adaptive immune response is more specialized. It takes longer to activate, but it is highly specific to particular targets. Once the adaptive system has encountered a specific antigen, it can remember it. This memory allows the immune system to respond more quickly and effectively if the same antigen appears again in the future. This is why, after certain exposures, the body can respond more efficiently the next time. Another important part of the immune system is the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is a network of vessels and nodes that help transport a fluid called lymph. Lymph contains white blood cells and other substances involved in immune responses. Lymph nodes are small structures found throughout the body. They act as filtering stations where immune cells can interact with substances carried in the lymph. if you have ever noticed swelling in certain areas during illness, it may be due to lymph nodes becoming more active. The spleen is another organ involved in immune function. It helps filter blood and plays a role in managing certain types of blood cells. The thymus is an organ where certain immune cells mature, especially during early life. Even the bone marrow, which you encountered in the skeletal system, plays a key role by producing many of the cells involved in immunity. The immune system must maintain a careful balance. It needs to respond to harmful substances, but it must also avoid reacting to the body's own cells. This balance is part of what allows the body to function smoothly. Even now, as you rest, your immune system is active. Cells are moving. Signals are being sent. Tiny interactions are taking place throughout your body. Most of these processes happen without any awareness. They are quiet and constant. Your body is observing, identifying, and responding when needed. And when there is no immediate threat, the system remains calm, ready but not overactive. This quiet readiness allows your body to maintain stability. There is no urgency, no rush, just a steady presence, a gentle form of protection that continues without interruption. As you remain still, you can allow this system to continue its work without concern. There is nothing you need to do. Your body is already aware, already capable, already maintaining its balance. Just rest and let this quiet protection remain in place. Let your breathing remain slow and steady. Within your body, there is a system that works quietly over longer periods of time, guiding growth, regulating processes, and maintaining balance. This is the endocrine system, a network of glands that release chemical messengers known as hormones. Unlike the nervous system, which sends rapid electrical signals, the endocrine system communicates more slowly. Hormones travel through the bloodstream, reaching specific tissues and organs, where they influence activity. Each hormone has a particular role, and each target tissue responds in its own way. The endocrine system includes several important glands, each with its own function. The pituitary gland is often referred to as the master gland. It is located at the base of the brain and helps regulate other endocrine glands. It releases hormones that influence growth, reproduction, and many other processes. Just above it is the hypothalamus, a region of the brain that connects the nervous system to the endocrine system. It helps control the release of hormones from the pituitary gland, acting as a link between rapid signals and slower hormonal responses. In the neck, there is the thyroid gland. The thyroid produces hormones that regulate metabolism, which is the rate at which the body uses energy. These hormones influence how quickly cells carry out their functions. Nearby are the parathyroid glands, which help regulate calcium levels in the blood. Calcium is important for muscle function, nerve signaling, and bone health. In the abdomen, the pancreas plays a dual role in both digestion and hormone production. It releases insulin and glucagon, two hormones that help regulate blood sugar levels. Insulin allows cells to take in glucose from the blood, while glucagon helps release stored glucose when needed. This balance ensures that the body has a steady supply of energy. Above the kidneys are the adrenal glands. These glands produce hormones that help the body respond to different situations. Some of these hormones are involved in maintaining blood pressure and fluid balance. Others are associated with responses to stress or increased activity, preparing the body to respond when needed. The endocrine system also includes glands involved in reproduction. These glands produce hormones that influence development and reproductive functions. Hormones work by binding to specific receptors on or within target cells. When a hormone binds to its receptor, it can trigger changes in how the cell functions. Some hormones act quickly, while others produce effects that develop gradually over time. One of the key features of the endocrine system is its use of feedback loops. In a feedback loop, the level of a hormone in the blood can influence how much more of that hormone is produced. For example, if a certain hormone reaches an appropriate level, signals may be sent to reduce its production. This helps maintain balance within the body. This process is part of homeostasis, the same steady regulation you encountered earlier. Even though hormonal changes can be subtle, they play a significant role in maintaining stability. They influence energy levels, growth, sleep patterns, and many other functions. And yet, most of this happens without any awareness. Hormones are released. They travel through the bloodstream. They reach their targets, and they quietly adjust the activity of cells and tissues. Even now, as you rest, your endocrine system is active. It is maintaining balance, adjusting levels, ensuring that everything remains within a steady range. There is no urgency in this system. It moves at its own pace, slow, measured, and consistent. You do not need to follow these changes. You do not need to control them. Your body is already regulating itself. All of these processes continue in the background, steady and reliable. So as you remain still, allow this quiet system to do its work. There is nothing to adjust, nothing to manage, just a gentle balance, maintained over time. Let your breathing remain slow and natural. Within your body, there is a system that works quietly to maintain balance by filtering the blood and removing waste. This is the urinary system, a precise and steady process that helps regulate fluid levels, electrolyte balance, and the removal of substances the body no longer needs. At the center of this system are the kidneys. You have 2 kidneys located on either side of your spine, just below the rib cage. Each kidney is about the size of a fist, yet inside each one is a highly detailed structure designed for filtration. Every minute, a significant portion of your blood flows through the kidneys. Over the course of a day, the kidneys filter around 150 to 180 liters of fluid from the blood. This process does not mean that all of this fluid is lost. In fact, most of it is reabsorbed, and only a small amount becomes urine. Inside each kidney are millions of tiny filtering units called nephrons. Each nephron begins with a structure known as the glomerulus, a small cluster of capillaries where filtration starts. As blood passes through the glomerulus, water and small molecules are filtered out into a surrounding structure called the capsule. Larger components, such as proteins and blood cells, remain in the bloodstream. The filtered fluid then moves through a series of tubules within the nephron. As it travels, the body carefully reabsorbs substances it still needs, such as water, glucose, and certain ions. At the same time, additional waste products may be added to the fluid. This combination of filtration, reabsorption, and secretion allows the kidneys to precisely control the composition of the blood. The final product of this process is urine. Urine contains waste products, excess ions, and extra water that the body does not need to keep. From the kidneys, urine flows into narrow tubes called ureters, which carry it to the bladder. The bladder is a muscular organ that stores urine until it is ready to be released from the body. As the bladder fills, stretch receptors in its walls send signals to the nervous system, creating the awareness that it is becoming full. When it is appropriate, urine is released through the urethra, completing the process. The urinary system also plays an important role in maintaining fluid balance. It adjusts how much water is reabsorbed or excreted, helping keep the body's internal environment stable. It also helps regulate the levels of electrolytes, such as sodium and potassium, which are important for nerve function, muscle activity, and overall balance. The kidneys are involved in maintaining the pH of the blood, ensuring that it remains within a narrow range. They also produce certain hormones. One of these hormones helps regulate blood pressure by influencing how blood vessels constrict or relax. Another supports the production of red blood cells in the bone marrow. Despite the complexity of these processes, they happen quietly and continuously. Your kidneys are always working, filtering, adjusting, balancing. Even now, as you rest, blood is flowing through them, being carefully processed. Substances are being sorted. Useful components are being returned to the bloodstream. Unnecessary materials are being prepared for removal. There is no need to monitor this process, no need to guide it. It is precise and automatic, a steady system of filtration and balance. The body knows how to maintain its internal environment. It does so with consistency and care. So as you remain still, allow this system to continue its work. There is nothing to change, nothing to manage, just a quiet, ongoing process, supporting balance from within. Let your body remain still, gently supported. Covering your entire body is a system that is always present, always in contact with the world around you. This is the integumentary system, made up of the skin, hair, nails, and associated glands. The skin is the largest organ of the human body. In an average adult, it covers an area of about 2 square meters and accounts for roughly 15% of total body weight. It forms a protective barrier, shielding the body from external factors, while also helping maintain internal balance. The skin is made up of 3 main layers: the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis. The outermost layer is the epidermis, This layer provides the first line of protection. It is composed mainly of cells called keratinocytes, which produce a protein known as keratin. Keratin helps make the skin strong and resistant to damage. The epidermis is constantly renewing itself. New cells are formed at the base and gradually move toward the surface. As they reach the surface, they become flatter and eventually shed. This process happens continuously, allowing the skin to maintain its protective function. The epidermis also contains cells called melanocytes, which produce melanin. Melanin is the pigment that gives skin its color. It also helps protect deeper layers of the skin from the effects of ultraviolet light. Beneath the epidermis lies the dermis. The dermis is thicker and contains a variety of structures, including blood vessels, nerves, hair follicles, and glands. It provides strength and flexibility to the skin through proteins such as collagen and elastin. Within the dermis are sensory receptors. These receptors detect different types of sensations, including touch, pressure, temperature, and pain. Even the lightest contact can be sensed through these receptors, sending signals to the nervous system. The dermis also contains sweat glands. Sweat glands produce sweat, which is released onto the surface of the skin. As sweat evaporates, it helps cool the body, playing an important role in temperature regulation. There are also sebaceous glands, which produce an oily substance called sebum. Sebum helps keep the skin and hair from becoming too dry and provides a degree of protection against certain microorganisms. Below the dermis is the hypodermis, also known as the subcutaneous layer. This layer contains connective tissue and fat. It helps insulate the body, store energy, and cushion internal structures. The integumentary system does more than provide protection. It also plays a role in regulating body temperature. When the body becomes warm, blood vessels in the skin expand, allowing more heat to be released. When the body is cold, these vessels constrict, helping to conserve heat. The skin is also involved in the production of vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. This vitamin is important for maintaining healthy bones and supporting other bodily functions. Hair and nails, though often considered separate, are also part of this system. Hair helps provide insulation and can also serve as a sensory structure, detecting small movements on the skin. Nails protect the tips of the fingers and toes and assist in tasks that require precision. Even now, as you rest, your skin is active. It is sensing the air around you, helping regulate your temperature, maintaining a protective barrier. There is a constant interaction between your body and the environment, and the skin is at the center of that interaction. And yet, most of this happens quietly, without effort, without awareness. Your skin simply continues its role, steady and reliable. You may notice the gentle contact between your body and whatever supports you, the feeling of fabric, the movement of air. These sensations are received and processed, but there is no need to focus on them. They can simply be present, Your integumentary system is always working, protecting, sensing, balancing. So as you remain still, allow this system to continue its quiet work. There is nothing you need to do. Everything is already in place. Let your breathing remain slow and steady. Within the human body, there is a system responsible for continuity, allowing life to be passed forward from one generation to the next. This is the reproductive system, a set of structures and processes that support the formation of specialized cells and, in certain circumstances, the development of new life. The reproductive system differs between individuals with distinct structures and functions, yet both follow the same general purpose of producing and supporting reproductive cells. These specialized cells are known as gametes. In males, the primary reproductive organs are the testes. The testes produce sperm cells, which are very small and highly specialized for movement. Sperm cells contain genetic material and are designed to travel through fluid environments. They are produced continuously and in large numbers. In addition to producing sperm, the testes also produce hormones, including testosterone, which plays a role in development and various bodily functions. In females, the primary reproductive organs are the ovaries. The ovaries produce egg cells, also known as ova. Unlike sperm, egg cells are larger and are released periodically rather than continuously. The ovaries also produce hormones such as estrogen and progesterone, which help regulate cycles within the body. These cycles involve the preparation of the body for potential fertilization and development. The reproductive system also includes structures that support the transport and interaction of these cells. In males, a series of ducts and glands help store, transport, and deliver sperm cells. In females, structures such as the fallopian tubes provide a pathway through which an egg cell can travel. Fertilization occurs when a sperm cell successfully joins with an egg cell. This results in the formation of a single cell called a zygote. The zygote contains genetic material from both parents. From this single cell, a process of repeated division begins. Cells divide and multiply, forming increasingly complex structures over time. As development continues, specialized tissues and organs begin to form. The reproductive system also supports the conditions needed for development. In females, the uterus provides an environment where a fertilized egg can implant and grow. The uterus is designed to support development over an extended period, providing protection and nourishment. Throughout this process, hormones play an important role. They regulate timing, coordinate changes, and ensure that different stages occur in an organized way. Even outside of reproduction itself, these hormones influence various aspects of the body, including growth patterns and internal balance. The reproductive system is closely connected to the endocrine system, working together through hormonal signals. Despite its importance, much of what the reproductive system does happens quietly over long periods of time. It does not require constant attention. It follows patterns and cycles that are carefully regulated. Even when inactive in terms of reproduction, the system remains part of the body's overall balance. It contributes to hormonal activity and interacts with other systems. Like many other systems you have explored, it functions with precision and consistency. There is no urgency in its operation. It unfolds gradually, following established patterns. And even when not actively engaged in reproduction, it remains an integrated part of the whole body. So as you rest, there is no need to think about these processes in detail. They exist as part of a larger system, a quiet continuity present within the body, working in harmony with everything else. Let your breathing remain slow and natural. Your body is constantly receiving information from the world around you, even when you are resting quietly. This information comes through the sensory systems, allowing you to experience sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. Each sense relies on specialized structures that detect specific types of stimuli and convert them into signals that the brain can interpret. Sight begins with the eyes. Light enters the eye through the cornea and passes through the pupil. The amount of light entering is controlled by the iris, which adjusts the size of the pupil. The light is then focused by the lens onto the retina, a layer of tissue at the back of the eye. Within the retina are two types of photoreceptor cells, rods and cones. Rods are sensitive to low levels of light and help you see in dim conditions. Cones are responsible for detecting color and fine detail. These cells convert light into electrical signals, which are sent through the optic nerve to the brain. The brain then interprets these signals as images. Hearing begins with the ears. Sound travels as vibrations through the air. These vibrations enter the ear and move through the ear canal until they reach the eardrum. The eardrum vibrates in response to sound waves. These vibrations are then transmitted through three small bones in the middle ear, known as the ossicles. From there, the vibrations enter the cochlea, a spiral-shaped structure in the inner ear. Inside the cochlea are tiny hair cells that respond to different frequencies of sound. These hair cells convert vibrations into electrical signals, which are sent to the brain. The brain interprets these signals as sound. The inner ear also contains structures involved in balance. The semicircular canals detect changes in head position and movement, helping you maintain equilibrium. Touch is sensed through receptors in the skin. These receptors can detect pressure, temperature, vibration, and pain. Different types of receptors respond to different stimuli, allowing the body to distinguish between a light touch and a stronger pressure, or between warmth and coolness. Signals from these receptors travel through the nervous system to the brain, where they are interpreted. Taste is detected by taste buds, which are located mainly on the tongue. Taste buds respond to different types of chemicals in food. There are 5 commonly recognized taste categories: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. Each taste bud contains receptor cells that respond to these categories, sending signals to the brain. Smell begins in the nose, where specialized cells called olfactory receptors detect airborne chemicals. When you inhale, these chemicals bind to receptors in the nasal cavity. The receptors send signals to the brain, where they are interpreted as different smells. The sense of smell is closely linked to memory. Certain scents can bring back memories or create strong associations. All of these senses work together, providing a rich and detailed experience of the world. Even when you are resting with your eyes closed, your body continues to receive sensory information. You may notice the faint sounds around you, the gentle feeling of air on your skin, the subtle awareness of your body's position. Your senses are always active, even if you are not focusing on them. They quietly gather information and pass it along. The brain decides what to bring into awareness and what to leave in the background. This allows you to remain at ease without becoming overwhelmed by every detail. There is no need to focus on any particular sensation. They can come and go naturally. Your body will continue to receive and process information on its own. Everything is functioning as it should. The senses are simply part of that ongoing process. A quiet connection between your body and the world around you. So as you rest, allow your awareness to soften. There is nothing you need to notice, nothing you need to follow. Just let sensations exist in the background while your body remains calm and still. Let your breathing become even softer, slower, and more natural. There are times when the body is active and alert, and there are times when it begins to slow down, preparing for rest. Sleep is a natural and essential state, allowing the body and brain to recover, restore, and maintain balance. Even though the body appears still during sleep, the brain remains active in its own quiet way. Sleep occurs in cycles, moving through different stages over the course of the night. These stages are generally divided into non-rapid eye movement sleep, often called non-REM sleep, and rapid eye movement sleep, known as REM sleep. Non-REM sleep includes several stages, each representing a deeper level of rest. In the early stage, the body begins to relax. Breathing slows, heart rate decreases. Muscles begin to release tension. This stage is light, and it is easy to wake. As sleep deepens, the body continues to slow. Brain activity changes, becoming more synchronized. This deeper stage of sleep is important for physical restoration. During this time, the body repairs tissues, supports immune function, and helps maintain overall health. The deepest stage of non-REM sleep is when the body is most fully at rest. Breathing is slow and steady. The heart beats gently. Muscles are relaxed. It can be more difficult to wake during this stage, as the body is fully engaged in rest. REM sleep is different. During REM sleep, brain activity becomes more similar to when you are awake. This is the stage where most dreaming occurs. The eyes may move rapidly beneath closed eyelids, giving this stage its name. Even though the brain is active, the body remains mostly still, as signals prevent most muscles from moving. This helps keep the body safe while dreams occur. Sleep cycles repeat throughout the night, typically lasting around 90 minutes each. As the night continues, the proportion of REM sleep often increases. Sleep is guided by internal rhythms. One of these is the circadian rhythm, a roughly 24-hour cycle that influences when you feel awake and when you feel sleepy. This rhythm is influenced by light. As light levels decrease, the body begins to produce a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin helps signal that it is time to rest. As light returns, melatonin levels decrease and the body gradually becomes more alert. The brain also uses sleep as a time to organize and process information. Experiences from the day may be sorted and integrated. Connections between neurons may be strengthened or adjusted. This helps support memory and learning. Sleep also allows the brain to clear certain waste products that build up during waking hours. This process contributes to overall brain health. Even though you may not notice these processes, they continue steadily. The body moves through cycles. The brain shifts between patterns of activity. Everything follows a gentle rhythm. Right now, as you listen, your body may already be beginning to slow. Breathing becomes more even. Muscles soften. Thoughts may become less focused. There is no need to force sleep. It arrives naturally, in its own time. Your body already understands how to enter this state. All of the systems you have explored continue their work during sleep. The heart keeps beating. The lungs continue to breathe. Cells continue their processes. Sleep is not a pause. It is a different kind of activity, a quieter one, a restorative one. So as you remain here, allow your body to move gently toward rest. There is no effort required. No need to think ahead. Just remain still. Let your breathing guide you. In and out. Slowly and evenly. Your body knows what to do, and it will continue quietly into rest. Let everything soften. By now, you have moved gently through many parts of the human body, noticing each system in its own quiet way. But no system works alone. Each one is connected, forming a network of cooperation that allows the body to function as a whole. This integration is constant. The circulatory system carries oxygen from the lungs, which are part of the respiratory system. That oxygen is delivered to cells, where it is used to produce energy. At the same time, the digestive system provides nutrients, which are absorbed into the bloodstream and transported to where they are needed. The nervous system monitors conditions and sends signals, coordinating responses. The endocrine system releases hormones that guide longer-term adjustments. The immune system protects. The skeletal system supports. The muscular system allows movement. The skin forms a boundary between the internal and external environments. Each system contributes. Each system depends on the others. This coordination allows the body to maintain a stable, internal environment, a process known as homeostasis. Homeostasis involves keeping certain conditions within a narrow range. Temperature, for example, is carefully regulated. If the body becomes too warm, processes begin to cool it down. If it becomes too cool, other processes help generate heat. Fluid levels are balanced. Electrolyte concentrations are maintained. Blood pressure is adjusted as needed. All of these processes involve multiple systems working together. There are feedback mechanisms that help maintain this balance. In a negative feedback loop, a change in a condition triggers responses that bring it back toward a set point. For example, if blood sugar rises, the endocrine system releases insulin to help lower it. If blood sugar falls, different signals help raise it. These adjustments happen continuously. They are small, precise, and ongoing. Even when you are not aware of them, they are taking place. Your body is constantly sensing, adjusting, and maintaining stability. Cells communicate with each other. Signals move between systems. Everything is connected. Even the smallest change in one area can lead to adjustments elsewhere. This is not something you need to control. It happens naturally. The body has built-in systems that manage these processes with care. Even now, as you remain still, this integration continues. Your heart is beating. Your lungs are breathing. Your cells are producing energy. Your body is maintaining balance. There is a quiet coordination, a steady harmony. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is forced. Each process unfolds at its own pace. Together, they create a stable and supportive environment. You can allow this to happen without thinking about it. There is no need to monitor or guide these processes. They are already in motion, already balanced, already working together. So as you rest, let your awareness drift gently. There is a sense of quiet coordination within you, a calm, steady system of systems. Everything connected, everything supported,